Last week, I passed 1,000 subscribers, and I wanted to take the time to thank all of you and to share with you and hear from you some thoughts and ideas for my channel. So I don't think 1,000 or any number says anything real about me as a creator or any accomplishment that I should be proud of. But where I think it is important is in you. I appreciate all 1,000 plus of you, and that I'm lucky enough to be able to share my journey with you and connect on stories and emotions, because for me, that's what making videos is all about. So that's why I'm making this video, because as this community grows, I want to have more conversations with you and involve you in the process, as well as share more about my journey so I can hopefully help you on yours. So far, I feel like most of my videos have been a little one-sided, where I'm talking to you and showing you stuff, and I really want to make that more two-sided. The main place I listen to y'all is in the comments, but I want to expand on that and be more active in involving you in this community. One thing I see a lot of in the comments that I want to expand on now is y'all are so sweet and give me a lot of compliments on my talent or how amazing my B-roll is, and I appreciate y'all so much, but I also feel like there's something missing from my end of that conversation. I want you to know that to get where I am today, which is still this very early stage where I am getting better, but I have so much to learn, I had to make so many mistakes and fail so many times and make videos that I didn't like and often felt like I wasn't enough or couldn't be enough. Being vulnerable about my weaknesses and mistakes and using that to improve is a huge part of me as a person, and I want you to know that that is the most important part of my process, because if you're motivated to go through those mistakes, then you will get better and you will get the results that you're looking for. So before I talk about the future of this channel, I'm going to share a bit about my past and how I got into video in the first place. The first time I filmed any sort of video was in 2010. I had just finished elementary school and I got my first digital camera, which is this little Canon point and shoot. It had a slow motion feature, and I quickly realized that I loved playing around with it. I had so much fun capturing things like kicking soccer balls, making giant splashes, setting stuff on fire, smashing stuff, popping water balloons, you name it. What energized me so much on a deep level is that through the camera, I could see the world in ways that I hadn't before. And I think that's something that we can all enjoy about videos. A few years later in high school, I got a new camera, the Nikon 1J4, and wherever I was, I continued to film video for fun. But until about a year and a half ago, in my third year in college, I didn't think of making videos as anything more than a hobby. I was studying engineering because I wanted to build a better world from the ground up. But while I wanted that result, I wasn't motivated and passionate about the process. I realized the process I am motivated to work hard at is storytelling. So I used my background to tell stories about people in science, and I got hired by my university to make videos about that. Since I worked for them, they also got me a new camera, the Sony a6400. So in summer 2019, for the first time, I decided I am going to put in the effort to get better at making videos, and that's when I started watching a bunch of YouTube videos. The three channels that I watched the most and I feel have had the biggest part in my growth have been Atola Visuals, YC Imaging, and Maddie Hapoya. Kitty from Atola Visuals really helped me learn how to make B-roll and to express myself through videos. I love Christopher Rose's vibes, and he just has an amazing way of explaining things exactly how you need to know. And Maddie Hapoya taught me a lot about composition, and his saying, learn, make, repeat, helped me go through the process and keep fighting things like imposter syndrome, that voice in my head telling me that I'm not good enough. In fall 2019, I started doing low-key freelance gigs and joined my student newspaper's video team. And that was where I got to make videos and become friends with two amazingly talented creators, Audrey and Priyansh. And now that I've graduated, they both keep doing amazing things. Like Audrey is the head of our video team now, and she is gonna do an amazing job. And Priyansh is making cool videos while also applying for grad school. Their friendships and being able to work with them is really special to me. This May, I graduated college, and that was when I decided to start my YouTube channel. Before I got going, I spent some time figuring out the purpose of my channel, which is really not that different from my purpose in life. The two biggest things in life that motivate me are curiosity and being able to contribute to something larger than myself. I want to make these creative tools more accessible and present them in my own way, and hopefully help bring more people into creative fields so that we can solve the problems together. Because of my privilege, I was able to afford a camera in the first place, and being a white man, when I hold that camera, no one questions whether I belong. And although we have a lot of work to do to fix that, I want to set a positive example and be an ally to those of you who don't share those privileges. So I encourage you to get your knowledge from many places, to go out of your way to watch YouTubers who come from different backgrounds and who might go through struggles that I can't fully understand. So once I knew why I wanted to start YouTube, I just started making content that I found fun. I had already tried B-roll for the first time in December 2019 with my haircut B-roll. So I uploaded that just to have something on my channel, and then I made a video for the Daniel Schiffer B-roll challenge, which was the smoothie B-roll. I filmed the B-roll while making a behind the scenes tutorial, which I had never tried before, so it was incredibly stressful. And it was a mess. The lighting looked bad, the audio was from my phone earbuds, and I didn't know how to make the tutorial as helpful as it could have been to you. But despite how bad it seemed, I learned a lot from making that video because this was the first time I made an actual video with my phone. I found that the limitations of using a phone only pushed me to be more creative and find ways to get the most out of the equipment I had. And that motivated me especially to help you get the most out of whatever you have. Though I'm saving up for a new mirrorless camera at some point in the future, for now I've been really focusing on the audio and the lighting, which I think have made a much bigger difference than any camera could have. So for the future of this channel, I've set myself up so that I have mainly B-roll, which is what I love doing the most because I love telling a story and creating a vibe with music and visuals. And also I love cooking, so it's like a win-win. I also plan to do more detailed tutorials to help you get the background knowledge that you need to get better if you want to make your own content. And then every so often, I also want to make more short films where I really express myself and combine that expression with the things that I like about B-roll. As far as reviews, I don't really see those playing a huge part in my channel because I'm not really about gear, but I can see myself reviewing some products if I think it's important for you to know. That also brings me to sponsors and stuff, because now that I'm close-ish to being monetized, I wanted to talk about that. Once I reach the watch hours mark, I'll turn on ads, and if I ever do a sponsored video, then it will only be for something that I already use or for something that I later start to use and genuinely like it. Openness and honesty are two of my biggest values, and no amount of money would get me to say something that I don't truly believe, because that would go against who I am and what I stand for. Other types of content that I think I'll definitely do down the road are ways to connect with you more, like live streams, giveaways, film contests, stuff like that. Also, a couple months ago, I started doing something called Freebie Friday, which was my idea to either make or find something useful for you and your videos for free every Friday. But I realized that for the idea to work, it would have to fit with the topic of the video, otherwise it would feel forced or just like an ad. But what do y'all think? Should I try to find more free stuff and just randomly feature it, or should I only do it when it's relevant to the video? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, I would appreciate that. I really want to have more conversations with you, so let me know in the comments what you like about my channel and what you don't, because when I see a comment that points out something wrong with one of my videos, that's just as important to me as a compliment. And also let me know, how do you want to grow and how can I help you achieve that? Because that's ultimately what my channel is about, is so that we can grow together.